If you want to learn to read and write again after a stroke, your first step is relearning the sounds and their letters. Today we're going to be talking about the sounds p and b. I'm going to show you how to make these sounds, connect them to their letters, and then we'll read some words with these sounds in them. If you want extra practice with today's lesson, I've also made a worksheet. It's Pay What You Want, and the link is in the description below. All right, let's get started. For many people with aphasia, relearning the sounds is really hard. But one thing that can make it easier is to have a picture of what your mouth is supposed to do. So this is the picture I'm going to use for both p and b. Let's talk about it a little bit. The reason that I use the same picture for both of these sounds is because your mouth is doing the exact same thing. There's only one small difference between these sounds, and that is your voice box. It's going to be in your throat, and we can't see that part. So for a second, just listen and watch as I make these two sounds. P, b, p, b, p, b. Now I'm going to mute the sound. You're not going to be able to hear it, but I still want you to watch my mouth really closely. I want you to see that my lips are doing the exact same thing. Ready? All right, so let's talk about how we make these sounds step by step. The first thing I want to show you is that your lips will start closed, but then they'll pop open and a little puff of air will come out. And that's what the little cloud on the picture is supposed to show, is this puff of air that pops out of your mouth when your lips burst open. That little puff also means that it is a quick sound. Anytime you see one of my letters and it's got that little cloud right next to my lips, that means it's going to be fast. So again, your lips will start closed. They will pop open with a little puff of air. And that's the same for both. P, b. I just want to say you absolutely do not have to use your fingers like this. I just want to draw your attention to the fact that my lips are going together and then they're popping open. P, b. So I'll be using my hands in this video just to demonstrate and kind of draw your attention to what I'm doing with my mouth. For p, your voice box is not on. It is just air. Again, you're starting lips closed, pop open, that little puff of air, but your voice box is not on. So if you put your hand on your throat while you make this sound, you should not feel vibration. You might feel a little bit of movement because your throat is likely moving, but you shouldn't feel that bzz, that vibrating. We'll call this a quiet sound, and I'm going to use this icon to show you that your voice box is off. For b, there's one more part. Your voice box is on. Inside of your throat, your vocal cords are coming together and vibrating while you make this sound. If you put your hand on your throat while you're making the b sound, you should feel a little bit of vibration. Again, it's a quick sound, so it'll be pretty fast, but you can put your hand there and feel your throat vibrate. We're going to call this a noisy sound, and I'm going to use this icon to show that your voice box is on. Again, lips closed, little puff of air, b. But during that, the voice box is on. All right, now that you've got a basic overview, let's practice these sounds together. So we're going to start with p. Before you even get going, make sure that your lips are together. They're going to start together and then they'll pop open with a little puff of air. Again, your voice box is off. P, 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 p. Okay, really quickly, we don't want p when we do this. You are technically adding another sound, and we want just that one little sound by itself. P. We want it to be a quick sound, and we want to make sure that's the only sound that we're doing. If you're holding it out like p and making it a longer sound, that's really going to mess you up when you start blending and reading. So make sure you're cutting out anything extra. It's just that quick p, 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 p. And we're going to practice this a couple of times because your brain needs repetition. Ready? My turn. P. Your turn. My turn. P. Your turn. Good. Let's do a couple more and we'll move on. P. P. Nice, I think you're getting it. Just FYI, I'm working on building a full course for relearning to read and write after a stroke. If you're interested, please visit aphasiawithbree.com/read-and-write. That way you can sign up and you'll be the first one to know when it's ready. Now let's try B. It's almost exactly the same, which makes it both easy and hard. There's that one little extra piece. Your lips still start together. They pop open with that little puff of air, but while you're doing this, your voice box has to be on. B, B, B. We want this to be as quick as possible, no extra sounds, just that B. That's it. I also want you to remember to turn your voice box on. This can be a little bit tricky if you've got apraxia of speech. Sometimes it's hard to get that voice box buzzing right away. You can always try to add like a little b to kind of get your voice warmed up. But really the ultimate goal is to just say this one sound by itself. B, b, b. All right, again, your brain needs repetition. So we're gonna do it together. My turn, B. Your turn. My turn, B. Your turn. All right, let's do a couple more and then we'll move on. B. B. Keep practicing. I know you can do it. One more very quick thing, because sometimes when I'm teaching sounds, people confuse this sound with this sound. And it's kind of because these pictures look alike, right? Your lips are the ones doing the work. But remember, for the sounds we're learning today, they start closed and pop open. For this other sound, they start closed and they stay closed the whole time. Ready? So I'll show you that difference. P, B. Versus this one over here. Mm. You see how my lips don't come open. All right, now that we've talked about how to make these sounds, let's connect them to letters. The sound P goes with this letter. This is a quiet sound. The sound B goes with this letter. This one is the noisy sound. Remember, the only difference between these two sounds is whether or not your voice box is on. Now let's practice writing these together. We're going to start with the quiet one. P. To write a capital P, you start at the top, go all the way down, and then just do one curve. Stop. For a lowercase p, you start in the middle of the page and go down. Keep your pencil on the page to come back up, and then one little curve here. Practice making the sound and practice writing the sound. Here we go. P, 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 p. All right, and what about that other sound? B. Again, this sound B goes with this letter in English. For this one, the voice box is on and it is a noisy sound. Let's practice writing this one too. To write a capital B, you start at the top, go all the way down, pick up your pencil, then a curve on top and another curve below. For a lowercase b, you start at the top, go all the way down, keep your pencil on the page, and a little curve right here at the bottom. I want you to practice making the sound and writing the letter. Here we go. B, 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 B. Okay, I don't want anyone to get discouraged. Please know that these sounds can be kind of tricky because they're so fast. When you're doing them in isolation, meaning you're just doing the sounds by themselves, they are super quick. Especially if you have apraxia of speech, it can be hard to coordinate all of these movements at the same time. Keep practicing, keep watching me, and try to train your brain. All right, I know you've been waiting for this. Let's get to some words. First, we're going to start with the sound P. A big part of this therapy is watching other people's mouths to figure out what your mouth is supposed to be doing. So focus on that during this next part. First, I'll say the word, and then I want you to fill in the blank with that same word. Pen. I write with a pen. Park. Let's go to the park. Picture. Look at the picture. Pizza. Let's eat some pizza. See if you can find some things around your house that start with P. For extra practice, you can tape the mouth picture and the word to the object so that when you see it, you can hopefully remember how your mouth is supposed to start to say that word. You can see how I did it here with the word pillow and here with the word plant. Can you think of some more words that begin with P? Write them below in the comments and let's see what you guys come up with. If this video is helpful, please like and subscribe for more practice videos. If you want to keep practicing with today's lesson, I've made a worksheet. You can download it at the link below. Now let's talk about some words that begin with B. We'll do this the same way. First, I'll say the word, and then I want you to try to fill in the blank with that same word. Bed. I'm going to bed. Button. Push the button. Box. Open the box. Breakfast. Let's eat some breakfast. All right, now see if you can find some things around your house that begin with the sound B. For extra practice, you can tape my mouth picture and spell the word and stick it right on that object. You can see how I did it here with the word bananas and here with the word boots. Can you think of some more words that begin with B? Write them in the comments below. It's great practice for word finding and spelling. Really nice work practicing P and B today. For both of these sounds, your lips start closed, they pop open with a little puff of air, and it's a quick sound. For P, your voice box is off. For B, your voice box is on. If you really want to get good control over these sounds, practice switching off between them. P, B, P, B, P, B. Make sure it's not sounding like pa, ba, pa, ba. That's adding extra sounds. And I know it makes it a little bit easier now, but you're gonna get yourself in trouble in the long run. Don't make extra work for yourself later. Go ahead and cut those sounds off right now. P, b, p, b. I know that when you're practicing individual sounds, it can feel a little bit silly. But as we get more and more of these sounds, we can start putting them together for reading and writing. So it might feel a little silly for now, but keep working on these so that you can have a strong foundation for those other skills later on. If today's video was helpful, please subscribe so you don't miss the next one. If you want more practice with today's lesson, I made a worksheet. It's Pay What You Want, and you can download it at the link below. You can put a 0 in the box and get it for free, or if you can leave a tip, I would appreciate it. That helps me keep making videos like this. And if you want to go a step further, I'm building a full course with a step-by-step guide for relearning how to read and write after a stroke. If you're interested, please visit aphasiawithbree.com/readandwrite so you can be the first to know when it's ready. All right, that's it for today. Thank you so much for being here, and I'll see you again soon. Do 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 do.